You're listening to the PlantX podcast, the digital face of the plant-based community. Join us as we explore the inner workings of all things plant-based, from the products and lifestyles to the people behind them. Each week, we'll be touching on what's new in the ever-expanding world of PlantX and chat with everyone from entrepreneurs and chefs to nutritionists and scientists. Whether you follow a strict plant-based diet or just want to learn more, you're invited. Now welcome our host, the man who combined his love of e-commerce and the plant-based lifestyle to create PlantX, Sean Dollinger.
Hey everyone, welcome to the 21st episode of the PlantX vodcast. And again, thank you very much to all of our shareholders and investors for joining each week and sharing the information, referring us to PlantX, all your friends out there. So, again, it is, the purpose of these vodcasts is to share what PlantX is really all about. Today, we went ahead and announced an amazing partnership with William, who you'll meet on the show today, and his company with sustainable packaging. We've really been making great moves at PlantX with getting products out across Canada in sustainable packaging. It's come such a long way from day one. And again, these vodcasts will only keep getting better with your feedback and you guys coming and sharing the stories of what you believe can make us better. And, for participating and subscribing to the channel and all of the interactions, we love to go ahead and hand out different products from PlantX to get you familiar with it. So, the unique thing about PlantX at the end of the day is that our investors and shareholders could be customers, and customers could be investors and shareholders. And for anybody who doesn't know what PlantX is all about, it's your one-stop shop for absolutely everything plant-based, from meals to groceries to information, restaurant directories, plants for the home. And that's why we refer to ourselves as PlantX lifestyle at the end of the day. And, with that, we'd love to introduce you to William, who was very nice to make time for us. It was extremely short notice. He's on a road trip over to Toronto doing business. And on that note, William, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
No.
Hello, everyone.
It's great. And, a couple of weeks ago, I had the opportunity to meet you and really was impressed by the different products you guys have, because we've already started exploring the different packaging out there and the refrigeration. And it was amazing how much you knew. It really blew me away. And that's why I was so excited to have you on the show today. But before we jump into all about that, we love to ask our guests, how do you take your coffee?
Black and on ice. I don't drink any hot drinks.
All right, cool.
Never.
I take my coffee black as well, and do love iced decaf Americanos. So great to hear that. And a lot of our investors and shareholders had the opportunity today, obviously, to see that press release that came out. But they don't know much about your company, yourself, how you guys got into sustainable packaging. Perhaps you could take a moment and share with everyone.
Well, first of all, full disclosure, I'm not a vegan, but I have many friends in the vegan community. So I like to think that we support them quite a bit. I got into sustainable packaging through a recycling company that I'm involved in, and that we viewed, market growth incredibly high through these sustainable packaging initiatives, such as companies like yourself and, at home, direct to consumer, direct to consumer food and temperature controlled substances in the mail for vaccines and stuff like that. Our main focus is definitely recycling goods. All our containers and all our liners are made of at least 90% recycled materials, all done in Montreal, Quebec, soon to be all over North America. Your liners that we're using are made from 90% recycled water bottles. In fact, each liner that you do that we sell to you guys and that you guys use actually diverts 20 to 25 water bottles from landfills, which is pretty amazing. So it's been quite the journey. We're constantly looking for new materials to recycle and then turn into new things. I never thought myself that I would actually be in sustainable packaging per se. I kind of got thrown into the business through an association with a very close friend. And it's been really just exponential growth since we started about 14 months ago. And yeah.
No, well, congratulations on all the success up to now. It sounds amazing. And, since the whole movement to sustainable packaging, how many companies have you seen come on? Do you see a massive movement out there? When did the whole movement begin as far as companies taking this whole sustainable approach?
So we're seeing a lot of definitely the consumer is driving the growth in the industry. So the end consumer, we're seeing a lot of the consumers demand, better products and more sustainable goals from their suppliers and from the, through the goods that they purchase. We see a lot of companies now asking for more sustainable options. Our main products replace EPS foam containers. I'm not sure if you know anything about EPS, which is styrofoam. For people that don't know, it's basically what you do is you take a bunch of chemicals, you throw it together, and this foam comes out. It's absolutely terrible for the environment. So we're really trying to, replace those type of things, replace those type of containers, which have been the, gold standard in the direct consumer and insulated packaging industries since we came along, since before we came along. Excuse me. And we see just incredible growth. There's tons and tons of companies that call us every single day. We're very lucky that we were actually saying a lot more no's than we are saying yes to which companies that we get to pick with. One of the reasons why we love working with you guys is because we find that our goals line up quite a bit with, the PlantX story. We use in a lot of our goods, actually we use cotton, which kind of, I actually brought a piece over here. So this, I don't know how well you can see it right now, but these are actually post-industrial denim that we actually source and then we refiberize, which will then turn into your guys' products, which is pretty cool. So a lot of our products are actually 100% plant-based and eco-friendly.
No, and I didn't realize when we got started how big of a challenge it was to get orders out to individuals. Like, we have our meal delivery. How do we keep it cold? How do we do it right? And then bubble wrap to protect it. And then there was obviously customers complaining about that. So we had this huge challenge. How do you balance everything and make it perfect for the delivery? And then you came into our life. And,
Thank you.
It's really been amazing to see the transformation of the packaging that we'll be able to send out there, that not only are people going to be able to live this amazing plant-based lifestyle, but at the same time, they won't be destroying the environment. And I still even remember my uncle, who was one of our first customers, Sefi over in Montreal, said, "Sean, the food's amazing. I love ordering, but I just can't do that to the environment." He said that it came with too much of the plastic on it. So, to finally find this solution is great. So, thank you for working with us to get it to this point, because it hasn't been easy. And you did say something really interesting in the first meeting that we had together, how you're in this position where so many companies want to work with you and you guys just don't have the bandwidth. So you're so selective on who you choose, and you want to make sure that the companies you're working with, due to the custom solutions that you come out with, have massive growth potential. So perhaps you want to speak a little bit about the partnership.
So 100% true. We like to, curate, pick our customers. If we get so many phone calls on every single day, just you wouldn't believe how many people we say no to. So we're very, very selective in terms of which clients we pick. And it's not just for the growth potential, but also, the values behind the companies that we pick, right? because we are 100% a recycling company at heart. So we don't want to just support just anyone, right? So, it's kind of a two-step process. We're looking for that incredibly high growth and high potential, and then also the values behind the customer, right? For us, it's just not, it's not just the package, right? At the end of the day, so that's why it's such a great match that for this partnership with you guys, because you guys do have that high growth potential, which we think you guys are absolutely going to explode, because the market is just demanding better food and better meals and better plans, and also everything you guys do is just plant-based and just great.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that, William. And we actually had a viewer write in, and it's quite unbelievable what they wrote. And maybe you could actually tell us the exact number, because I don't think it's quite this high. But they said just by ordering weekly vegan meals to their place, that they'll be saving 100 plastic bottles from going into landfills. Is that the correct number that would go into?
So each one of your meals, depending on the size that we spoke with you guys, is at minimum 23 bottles and as high as 40 bottles per package. So that's direct diversion from landfills. So these are literally water bottles that were earmarked to go into landfill and never be seen again, which we then buy and then have it give a second life and repurpose into packages for you. And then not only are they repurposed, but they have the opportunity to be repurposed again. All the stuff that you guys use is 100% PET, number one, which can then be put in a recycling blue bin, and then can also be sent back to us for use again. So you're actually getting not just one use and one diversion, you're getting multiple diversions from the landfill, which is really, really incredible to think about.
That's amazing. I didn't realize that when we originally were moving forward with everything, but that's why it's so great to keep the conversation going. And we
can actually supply you with hard facts and like certificates of after a month or after a year of how much water bottles you guys diverted and saved the planet, right?
That'd be so cool. Like, we'll speak to our marketing team to maybe get something up on the website showing exactly how many bottles we're saving out there.
More so than that, we're going to also help you guys save on your dry ice consumption for your frozen category. And then every, let's say, kilogram or every pound of dry ice that we save you guys is one less CO2 emission. So there's huge grants from the government, particularly in Quebec and in Ontario, where you can actually show, we were supposed to use 5 pounds dry ice before, but now we're only using 4 pounds, and over, 1,000 packages a week or 5,000 packages a week, you're actually saving 5,000 pounds or 5,000 tons of carbon emissions. So it's really, really just incredible of all the, of all the good you guys can do for the environment just by making little conscious decisions on how you package your goods, replacing this, product, substituting product A for product B. It's really just incredible to actually think about.
Yeah, no, it's quite unbelievable what you've been working on, and we definitely salute you over here at PlantX on that huge effort. And this is what's great about these live vodcasts. Anybody who has questions sends them in. And last week we had Ann Thornton, who created this whole reset on our site. We sold a whole bunch in our first week of launching. And this week we want to go ahead and send it out to Michael, who participated in the live chat to give us feedback to make sure we're giving people the most out of this show. And we obviously encourage people to give thumbs up, refer this and recommend these shows to your friends, and subscribe to the channel so that we can keep things going. And well, we just had another question. Somebody asked, they said, it must be extremely expensive for this type of packaging, that we're going ahead and we're using all this recycling and saving the environment. How does it compare to the regular packaging that we were using before?
It's actually cheaper. So there's a big misconception on the stuff that we use. So, a lot of the goods that we get, because they are for landfills or recycled textiles, people are actually looking to get rid of them. So we'll source a lot of the goods locally that we're just going to be thrown in the garbage, which we get at a very low cost. And then we're able to offer those low costs to our customers. So compared to a typical EPS container, which is a styrofoam container, we're priced about 15 to 20% cheaper than EPS, which is amazing. That's probably the reason why we're getting so many phone calls on the daily for customers to join our, our program, as we call it.
Well, one thing that I was really, really impressed about, because I'm like, so what are the lead times, right? Like, oh, we've got to order this from overseas. And you're like, what are you talking about, Sean? The stuff's made in Montreal and Toronto, I believe, right?
Exactly. So the lead times can be very, very short. The reason being is because we keep a massive amount of stock of just, recycled fibers just on the floor at any given time, because just like you're saying, we might have to bring stuff in for Asia. So at any given time, we can have actually on the floor at one of our, at my partner's plant and our plant, over 100 million water bottles, or the equivalent of 100 million water bottles of plastic. In fact, this is a crazy number. Last year alone, my partner's company and Colder Fresh Longer was responsible for diverting 400 million water bottles from landfills. So
wow,
just imagine that on the scale. Like, try to picture that just in your brain. It's crazy.
No, that is mind blowing. And somebody actually just wrote in something interesting. I had never heard of this before, but perhaps you've heard of it. Is it true some of the packaging, the peanuts in the packaging are edible?
In our packaging, so we don't do the packaging, the peanuts, but we're hearing a lot of companies that are either making them out of soy or out of all sorts of different type of stuff, out of cornstarch. So the market is really responding to the consumer. So it's really driven by the consumer demanding for better packaging and demanding for a sustainable future. That's driving innovation, such as companies like ourselves who are saying, how can we get into this market? How can we make money, and how can we make better products that, keep stuff colder for fresher for longer, then make our customers happy and make the world a better place,
No, that's awesome. And obviously we try to bring our customers onto this vegan journey and try to act as these vegan teachers and bringing people like yourself into the family. I really believe helps people go vegan and teaches people a whole new way of life. So I really, really appreciate it. And the whole PlantX family thanks you for believing in us and taking time out of your night. I know it was last minute to get you on due to a couple schedule changes. And, we're truly looking forward to building something absolutely incredible with yourself.
We're excited to see with our packaging just how far you guys can take it, because you guys really have that incredible brand and that incredible product offering, that with a product married with our product, the moon is just the there's no limit as how far you can take this, right?
Yeah, no, 100%. So, again, thank you very much for taking the time to join us tonight. Enjoy the rest of your evening.
Thank you.
Thanks. So there you have it. Another amazing partnership. It's truly unbelievable. The different companies that are attracted to PlantX, even from the announcement today, we had TV stations, people wanted to make a movie on us just from one press release going out about the sustainable packaging. And for us, it's really important to then bring the founders of those companies on our show to share the insight so that you see that these people are real and that they're driven. You could definitely see from William about how passionate he is about the company that he founded and what he's working on. And again, thank you to all of our investors, shareholders, Plant-Based News. They believed in us. They also partnered with us on a really unique partnership. Alex Hoffman, our CMO, came up with this idea to go ahead and give away a Peloton in collaboration with Plant-Based News. And go take a look at our Instagram following over the last 3 or 4 days, and you'll be shocked by the growth over there. And that's really the out-of-the-box thinking that we're working on at PlantX. And obviously, you guys are believing, because we now have over 7,000 shareholders and investors, and the amount of emails that come in every day of people who want to be added to our newsletter and investor list, it blows me away. I've never seen it before. Just want to share one comment because I do get feedback every week from Hybrid Financial, who we work with, and they go out there and network with brokers and investors on our behalf. And I was shocked when they gave us feedback this week that a whole bunch of people thought that plant-based living is not here to stay. I don't even understand how a comment could be made like that with this whole movement from the Beyond Meat to everything. It's not that somebody needs to go plant-based 100%. At PlantX, we're welcoming. We want people just to give it a try. We want people to see how unique the space is. So when we get comments like that, it's great because that means we need to educate people even more. And that's really at PlantX what we try to do every step of the way. So again, thank you very much for joining us tonight. And till next time, stay curious, stay planted, stay healthy. Cheers.